Hello and welcome everyone. So I'm going to do a video here on detox symptoms, and I really want to show everyone the entire lymph system. As you can see, this is a huge part of the body, and if you watch my video about the filtering of kidneys, you will clearly see that when your kidneys are filtering, you're going to not only get out the waste, and you're going to have sediment in your urine. And if you haven't watched that video, I'll leave a link to this at the bottom below this video, as well as many of my other videos. There's usually important links and other information in the about section, so always check that out below the videos. If you need to watch newer videos, just click on the name of my channel, which is right below this video, and all the recent videos will come up. So with that said, let's take a look at this. So your lymphatic system, and I'm going to show you here with my mouse and the little hand, is really a part of the entire human body. Obviously, if you have an infection, the lymph system comes in and your neck can get swollen, and there's different parts on both sides. And then as you go lower in the body, you can get other parts of the lymph system that can swell up. You can have it under your armpits. I mean, just about anywhere. You can get fluid under the chest. You can get bags under the eyes, which are related to the kidneys, and also your lymphatic system, weakened adrenals. Your ears can get red. That's weakened adrenals. Kidneys and adrenals are very important, because if you have weakened adrenals, you're going to have these symptoms when you detox, and I'm going to show those here in a moment. And when you go from a cooked food diet, an acid food diet, a processed food diet, a fast food diet, and then you go right to fruit, you're going to get lots of detox symptoms. I don't care who you are, you're going to get them, some more than others. And this doesn't mean that you rush right into things and when you get the symptoms you just keep going. No, you can take things slow. Now, a lot of people, they like to eat protein because they think that protein is what is the problem, and that's not the problem. You could eat any cooked food and it stops the detox if you're fully raw. And if you're eating 80% fruits and you're eating, let's say for example, 20% vegetables, you're still in a raw detox. You're going to detox, but in my experience, and I've done many raw diets, if you watch my older videos, I've done them for 8 months straight. When you go in to incorporate fruit, you need to understand what you're doing when you're eating all fruit. If you're just eating fruits, berries, and melons, you're definitely going to detox very quickly, and you're going to get symptoms, especially when your lymph is stagnated. The fruit helps the kidneys to filter, helps the stagnated lymph. However, when your kidneys aren't filtering, all this is just going to get backed up, and then instead of the waste coming out, you're getting clear urine. You're going to have these symptoms, okay? And I'm going to get into those right now. So let's just take a look. I want everyone to see the lymph system. All these lines is your lymph. And I'm going to kind of zoom in just to let everyone see. There's all the way down to the feet. The middle of the body, of course, the legs, hands, arms, neck. And can it get backed up into your head? Yes. If you notice right here, if you're getting dandruff and other things of that nature, your lymph is backed up in your head, you obviously need to continue to detox and flush that out. If you get any detox symptoms, you want to stop the detox, you're fully raw, simple, eat cooked food. Doesn't matter what the cooked food is. Cooked food stops the detox in its tracks. Can you start feeling better and moving forward with partially raw and some cooked? Yes. Can you do a deep cleanse with cooked food and raw food? No. So I just want everyone to understand that. So if you're going to need to eat some cooked food, that's not a problem. You can start back up. You can take things slow and start cutting out slowly the cooked food. And then obviously the more you go into raw, the more you're going to actually get into the deeper cleanse. So with that said, what are some of the detox symptoms? And I'll leave a link to this article for everyone so they can see it. Sometimes cleansing isn't all rainbows and unicorns, and these are just some common symptoms. You're going to get, some bloating, some gas, some diarrhea, some constipation, headaches, skin breakouts, and reactions. You're going to get fatigue, aches and pains, brain fatigue and brain fog, and strong cravings. And there are some people that say they could pass out and things of that nature. And let me give you an example of that. Everyone's familiar with who Steve Jobs was, or if you're not, he obviously had pancreatic cancer, and he had one that the medical community told him he could get repaired faster with their methods, chemo and whatnot. And then he ended up, doing all sorts of things, the apple diet, and all these things that really never got his lymph moving. He was in a very toxic environment in the 80s with the metals and what he was accumulating in his body from the computers. And I don't know his whole life. I just know bits and pieces of what is read. He had a private life. But as far as I know, he ate vegan hot dogs and, stuck his feet in toilet water and all these sorts of things. So did he do a fully raw diet with herbs and fruit that you're supposed to do with berries, melons, grapes? No, as far as my understanding, he didn't. So with that said, Ashton Kutcher would try to mimic his diet, and he ended up in the hospital probably because he was detoxing and he went on all fruit. Folks, I'm on a 100% fruit diet at this point, and I eased into it. Once your adrenals are healed, I personally use the mushrooms, the carnivora. I've used milk thistle. I'm off the milk thistle now. I did that for 30 days. I've even taken some astragalus for 7 days. I've incorporated all of these and built my way up. And I've been raw before, folks. But once you switch from raw and go to cooked food, your toxins build up. You really, after you detox, you want to stick with fruit, vegetables, and then you could eat a very small amount of wild fish and things like that, probably once a month. I would say 5% of your diet. So when you're detoxing, are those foods going to help you do a deep cleanse? No, of course not. And when the New Age Health Guide was built, we put the wild fish in there. We even had a little bit of raw dairy to really get people to not only be full, but to transition out of those processed foods and fast foods. Is raw dairy something you buy at the grocery store? No. That's been banned, and to all chain grocery stores in all 50 states, and that's only in certain states that have a raw milk license. You can Google that. But again, dairy is very, very limited, and this is not pasteurized, and if you do it for too long, yes, it creates excess mucus. And again, this is just to get people off of the processed foods. Do you need the raw dairy? No. But will eating some wild fish and doing juicing with fruits going to help you to move forward? Absolutely. Remember, when you take those training wheels off and you start eliminating the cooked food at a very fast rate, you're going to get these symptoms. And of course, they're going to tell you here how to try to avoid these and drink plenty of fresh juice. That's not going to help. The biggest thing is when you are doing a cooked food diet with maybe about 20% cooked and 80% raw, you're going to start feeling better, and you're really slowly moving forward and inching up, and you can go 90% raw. So I would suggest a lot of people to ease into it. It took me a while before I went fully raw, but you definitely do get detox symptoms when you just jump right into it, especially coming from a cooked food or processed food diet. So it's really not suggested to do that. This is a marathon, not a sprint. And if you're getting symptoms where you're just completely starving or you're feeling really weak, those are definitely weakened adrenals. You're going to need to look into taking some herbs, and those can vary depending on how your kidney function is working. Look for a TCM, traditional Chinese medicine practitioner, if you can find one, or just get your adrenals checked and your kidney function, and really kind of move forward from there and ease into it. If you again, this will help avoiding anything of somebody, passing out, feeling weak, starving. Again, those are symptoms from not only coming from a toxic food diet where your body's used to a lot of chemicals, getting off the addicted foods in the first 7 to 10 days, but it also has to do with your body not having your adrenals functioning properly, your lymph stagnated. So really ease into this. As time goes on, you'll get better. Any questions, let me know, folks. Thank you so much. Keep moving forward and take it at your own pace. Bye-bye.